Welcome back. If you're wondering how much weight should I lose to be healthy, you're not the only one. I saw it online today and it gets about 590 searches per month on Google. So I'm going to set your mind at ease, give you some important things to think about instead of panicking or making decisions that won't help you reach your goals. If it's your first time here, my name is Reggie. I'm the founder of Fit for Freelance. I help you stay consistent with weight loss without relying on motivation. Got stuff linked for you below. Now, the first thing I want to say right off the bat, focusing on a goal weight isn't the most important step. This is actually how you end up frustrated and demotivated because you're focusing on the end result rather than the habits that build it. You lose weight one choice at a time over the course of weeks, and the scale gradually decreases, and it might fluctuate up and down. So, if you're focusing on the end goal, that doesn't instruct you on how to make choices in your day to day life, and you'll feel like something's wrong if your weight doesn't go straight down. Like some days it will fluctuate, it will go back up due to all kinds of factors that we don't even understand, and some that we do. I'll put a link to a video below. But you don't want to focus on the goal weight because that's what gets you frustrated. You'll be like, what's the end result? When the real thing, the question that you even stated was how much weight should I lose to be healthy? Weight is not directly correlated with health, and it is extremely valuable to separate those so you understand the difference and how they relate or how they may not relate. So you don't make assumptions that put you on the wrong track. That's what I said next. You can't determine health solely by height and weight stats. What a lot of people will do is go to the body mass index and you calculate that. It's just a measure of your weight to your height and a calculation based on that. It's on the screen below. So you can do your own, or you can type in BMI calculator online. You'll get a number and it has the categories. And then you'll be like, oh, well, then I need to get to the middle of that category. And that is not correct, not how it's designed to be used on an individual level. And there are lots of problems and questions and concerns about BMI. So don't misuse that as your first step in your weight loss journey, because then like you might never be satisfied with your results. You want to get on the right track. Other things to think about when it comes to that BMI or other things when you're trying to use weight to indicate health is you can have a normal category body mass index and still pollute your body. You see people who look like they might be in shape or they aren't, particularly underweight or overweight, but they have really bad habits or unhealthy habits even, or the habits that you wouldn't expect to be good. Let's put it like that, where if you keep doing that, you're going to run into health consequences, maybe smoking or excessive drinking, right? Those kinds of things. And you can still have a normal body weight. And also being underweight is also associated with health risks. So it's not just like lose a bunch of weight and be as light as possible, because that also has consequences. In addition to, if you use unhealthy methods to lose weight, then you can have a host of other problems, mental health challenges, you can develop eating disorders, quality of life can go way down, and you won't be healthy. So that is all things you want to think about. Make sure you ask effective questions so you can get effective results for yourself. So what I want to say, or what I did say in my response, you should ask your doctor. That's usually a good reference point to understand what healthy looks like for you, because health outcomes are based on everyone's genes, like passed down for your family, your environment, food culture, your culture around you, and your habits. The three of those determine your health outcomes. It's not just one thing like weight or eating or anything like that. It's the three of those all come together. So, for the best context, you need someone who understands your whole health picture and can give you advice and your health history, your family history, all that stuff. Also, blood test results are some of the better ways to directly assess your health and risk of chronic disease, right? You can look normal weight or whatever, but you can still have high cholesterol, high blood pressure, some liver enzymes that are not where they need to be, right? You can have all kinds of challenges, hemoglobin levels, your blood deficiencies, immune system deficiencies, or something's not working right, you're allergic to something, right? Those are things that are impacting your health that aren't directly scale related. So, a doctor is a brilliant resource for this. Definitely recommend getting a physical if you're wondering about how to be healthier. Now, in terms of health in your daily choices and how it affects your quality of life, question you want to ask is how tired do you feel? If you can do things that you want without exhausting yourself, those are some of those hidden indicators of health, or things that you might take for granted that if you didn't have them, you would miss them, right? And there's also different elements of wellness and fitness. So mobility can be a big part of your health. Um, Fitness, performance, balance, all those things are factors. So if you ask yourself these questions, then you'll get a clearer picture on if you feel healthy or if you're like constantly tired from doing anything, right? You're trying to play with your kids and you feel exhausted, then you might want to make some adjustments so you feel healthier, or you constantly have neck and back pain, right? Those things aren't necessarily healthy. You want to do your best to make sure your muscles are moving well and you're feeding yourself adequately and all that stuff so you can lead the life you want without pain and suffering, right? Lead the healthy, fulfilling life of your dreams. And so your health is probably better judged by your health habits and how many public health best practices you follow regarding eating and exercise. So, if you think about this, those guidelines are based on health outcomes and mortality risk. This is what they see over a long period of time, huge population. Generally speaking, if you're following public health best practices, you're going to have better health results. So one of the biggest ones that I like to focus on, um, I'll come back to that in a little bit, but any weight plus healthy choices is healthier than not making the healthy choices. Any weight, in addition to making healthy choices, is healthier than not making the healthy choices. So most people aren't eating healthfully or eating enough fruits and veggies, and this is a big problem. This is a public health issue. I have 12 years experience in public health, so we studied this issue in depth in different locations and how it impacts people's health outcomes. And this is the thing here is about most people are getting around 13 grams of fiber per day, um, and like maybe one or two servings of fruits and vegetables were recommended by most health departments to eat or aim for 5+ servings of fruits and vegetables per day. These are good sources of fiber, phytonutrients, all kinds of benefits to this, but it's very easy to get fast food and snack food and not eat these fruits and vegetables. So if you can do that, if you can get 5+ servings per day, or if you increase, then you're going to be trending in a healthier direction. And really, if you get 5+ servings of fruits and vegetables, that usually includes like starting to plan your meals better, being mindful of what you eat throughout the day. You're not going to be super hungry, so you're not as likely to go through drive-throughs and eat French fries and drink soda. So if you focus on getting your fruits and vegetables in, most of your health choices tend to fall in line when it comes to nutrition. So think about that instead of focusing on the scale weight. The scale weight only measures how heavy your body is to carry. All right. Something else I pointed out, if you wanted some references, you might do a body fat test for reference to categories. However, the percent body fat isn't a direct indicator of health either. It's not going to tell you like, oh, now you're unhealthy, or now you're definitely going to die, or, now you're definitely doing well for yourself, right? It just gives you a point of reference, and that's not the biggest indicator, like I've been saying. People in the obesity categories, whether it's BMI or percent body fat or however you're measuring um, your like body, those people in like the extremes of those categories who do things like distance running, or they're working out, or they play sports, they may be healthier than someone who isn't active, or someone who consistently, you know, skips their vegetables or doesn't make healthy choices. So don't make assumptions for yourself or others about their health based on their appearance or their weight, because you really don't know. So there, that's a bunch of ideas to get you to think about how much to lose. It's really not about that. It's about the habits underlying your daily choices so you can make effective ones that keep you healthy, right? Weight isn't directly related to health. Now, what happens, the biggest challenges people face are knowing what is healthy, right? You might think your weight is the health, or the amount of fat that your body has on it is what health is, but that's not necessarily the case. And then they also wonder how to consistently make healthy choices. So that's where I help. That's my background: master's in medical science, bachelor's degree in nutrition, and graduate certificate in positive behavior support. A YouTube channel full of information to help you make informed decisions for your health so you can lead the life that you want. So subscribe, click like. And if you want to figure out the first step to take to get consistent, I've got the real life weight loss check that's linked below. It helps you figure out what's getting in your way, where to focus, so you know what step to take next. Then if you want to keep watching videos, next you can watch Weight Loss Nutrition is Simpler Than You Think. The easiest start to, getting healthy and getting on the right track without focusing on your weight. I'll put that video here. That's today's message. As always, keep practicing. Peace.